I'm making venison steak, this is a fillet steak, with a mushroom and bacon and pork sauce. I've never cooked venison before, so they're a very lean meat. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. Searing them in a fairly hot pan with a bit of oil and some butter, and then I'm going to put them in a hot oven as well. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I've browned one side quite nicely brown, turning them over, and I've seasoned them with salt, pepper and some thyme. So I've seasoned this really well, and I'm going to put it in a hot little roasting tin, and I'm going to put it in the oven now. That pan, I'm going to take it off the heat briefly, and I'm going to cook the sauce in it, the mushrooms and bacon. So we'll pop that in there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that should be alright. Who knows? Okay, in the same pan that I've seared the meat in, I've cooked some bacon. I've used smoked bacon. So I think that adds a little bit more to the flavour of the sauce. I've used thinly sliced onions, and now I'm going to pour in some red wine, and I'm going to let that reduce. It's probably about 200 ml of red wine there. I won't put all of that in because I'm also going to put about 50 ml, that's probably all I've got in there, of port. So I'm going to leave that. Now, something else that adds a really good flavour to a sauce, if you don't have any demi-glace, which is a nightmare to make, you need veal bones and all sorts of stuff, Marmite is a really good substitute for demi-glace. So, right at the end, I'm going to stir in some Marmite. I'm not using beef stock or anything. I'm going to stir in just a small amount, I'll probably just use a teaspoon, but it adds a saltiness and a sort of beefiness to it. It's great. So, let that reduce a little bit. Right, now what I've done is I've reduced the sauce quite a lot. I also added about 50 ml of brandy, a teaspoonful of red currant jelly, and a teaspoonful of ketchup as well, which is quite nice. Both of them for sweetening. And then I've just finished it off with a couple of knobs of butter. This makes the sauce quite shiny, and it thickens it as well, so hopefully it should taste quite well. I've tasted it, it does taste quite nice actually. So in a moment I'm going to take the venison out of the oven and I'm going to let it rest. And that's really important when you're cooking meat, is to let it rest for as long as possible, really, within reason. 10 minutes minimum, 15, 20, depending on the size of the joint of meat. I think 10 minutes for small steaks like this is perfect. And that lets all the juices just soak back in and makes it all nice and tender.